Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a new season of Road to Glory. And we're starting off in the Principality. It doesn't get more exciting than this, Monaco. So I think everybody's just about ready up. We're going to get in right away into this. How many have we got? We've got 17 drivers this evening. So a nearly full grid, which is nice to see. And some very, very quick drivers out there as well. Now let's see what they can all manage. It was the normal short qualifying session, so a 20-minute session, followed by a 50% distance race. All about qualifying when it comes to Monaco, though. It's very important because it's so difficult to overtake. So who's going to get that all-important lap when the pressure is on? Well, we will find out very, very shortly. I cannot wait to get going. I hope you boys can't as well. Please do pop along in the comment section with your opinions or anything. If you've got any predictions tonight, anyone you're following, anyone you're supporting, or just want to have a chat, then please pop your comments down. We will try and read through as we go. We're just waiting for everyone to load in now. Everyone picking their tyre selection. Obviously new since the most recent update is the ability to select a tyre setup. So you can actually choose to have another extra set of mediums, or an extra set of mediums and hards even, which could be quite key around here because strategy is going to play a big part in this. There's a lot of laps. They are short laps, but the hard tyres work quite well around here. As to the mediums, the softs will go off very quickly. Absolutely brilliant for qualifying, but will not last more than a couple of laps in the race, really. So I wonder whether anyone's going to go with a harder selection of tyres. I'm sure we shall find out in time. Just waiting on the last couple of people to choose their tyre selection. As we've got Lee in the chat, safety car lap 1 to 2, my prediction. I'm gonna go after that. I think it'll be a clean first 2 laps. And somebody will win it on about lap 5. That's gonna be my prediction. But I'm loving the predictions. The question is how many safety cars we're going to have overall. Because Monaco, although you'd imagine there's lots of safety cars, there seems to be something weird with Codemasters, the way they set it up. They seem to have a lot less safety cars here than usual. It takes a lot more to bring it out. So we'll see whether anyone has a big enough incident to warrant it. Yeah, we've got Jordan also. Lap 5 bin sounds like what will happen to me. Can't say it wouldn't be the same if I was racing, to be honest, Jordan. If you get to lap 5, anything after that is a bonus. You got to look at the positives on that. Monaco is a very, very hard track to race around. It requires so much concentration. It's one thing doing it in qualifying over one lap, but to do it lap after lap, and it's a lot of laps, 36 laps. I think it is, or is it 39? So it might be 39 actually. 50% race distance, absolutely mind draining. It takes a lot on you. So still waiting for Prof and his very, very slow internet to load. I'm guessing it's his slow internet. It normally is. Yeah, Prof has left, and by the looks of it, Tackle is saying it's going to be a new lobby, perhaps. Not sure if it is going to be or not. Yes, it looks like it is going to be a new lobby, so we're just going to have to wait a bit longer, I think, to see some action. It looks like we're going to get a new lobby set up anytime soon. We'll just sit here and wait until we get an invite. There we go. As we get back in the new lobby, just going to wait for everybody to join again. Always rely on Codemasters to have issued. And while we're doing this, we have a little tour around this this F1 life. What's your thoughts? What's your opinions on this F1 life? Again, do pop it down in the comments below. Waste of time or quite a cool addition to the game? I mean, for me, something different. It's quite a nice background as a loading screen, but that's all it is really. Good loading screen. You know, when you're sat in the main menu here, it gives you something to look at, but not really much, and it does get quite boring after a while. You see, is Hacky Mick? I'm not even gonna. No, I'm not gonna even go there. See, Paul looks like he's been hit in the face with a shovel on both sides. Loving his shoes though, they're pretty groovy. Don't know who they are, they won't say, but somebody with a set of Beats headphones. Loving that. And Bugatti hanging on his own. Oh, he's found a friend. Don't know who it is, but he has found a friend. Nobody wants to go in that room. But this is where the party's at. John, Ginge, Chuckle, and Prodigy all having a bit of a party in the front living room. That's where the action's happening there. Or me, Benson, Aki, and Danny all chilling by the pool. Bit of sunbathing, obviously. We got 17 people back in the lobby, so hopefully should be getting going fairly soon. That will be that'll be good. Yeah, everyone's starting to ready up, so hopefully we'll be able to get back in. Also, don't forget your setups once again. Make sure you load your setups, start your streams, all of that good jazz, and we will get going. As we go into this, while we are loading, we will take a look at, we got the calendar. We've got 10 rounds this season. We obviously start off here, the Principality in Monaco. Round 2, we're going to go to Monza, the Temple of Speed. So absolute polar opposite Monaco. That's going to be interesting. Then sticking with Italy, but we're going to go to Imola. So that's always an interesting track. Normally brings up a safety car too. Kota, USA. Again, always brings great racing. Singapore, back to the street circuits. And then for the second half of the season, going Spa, Abu Dhabi, Bahrain, and rounding it off with Brazil and Japan. Now sounds like it could be a pretty explosive finale. Brazil and Japan, great and very difficult tracks. So going to be very interesting there on this 10 race calendar. Who's going to come up trumps? We shall see who's going to draw the early blood tonight. There is some very strong contenders for the title. You know, there's too many to name. You know, you look down the league, you've got Prodigy, Chuck, Lee, Chuckle, Ginge, Cameron Poulter, Paul Jones. So many have the potential of winning this, and don't discount anyone else. It's anyone's game at this point. As we finally have loaded in, I'm going to get everything up, ready and running. We'll wait for the first car to join the track to get us going. Who is going to be the first person out this season. Looks like could be a Williams. Yes, it is a Williams. It's David Benson. He's going to be first out on track, closely followed by Josh McGill. I didn't see his name on the list. He could be one for the championship as well. Very, very quick driver, especially in race trim. Josh McGill, he is not to be discounted ever. As he follows the Williams. Now on track, we've also got a Mercedes coming out. So that will be Chat. Not a bit of it, should be Prodigy. It's Prodigy, apologies. Is Prodigy. Also got John Aki making his way out on track as well. Quite a few. Josh McGill definitely trying to get past David Benson. Oh, he will back off going into the end of the last sector though. Quite a few drivers making their way out onto the track now, and this is where things start getting rather spicy. As you see what everyone can manage there, everyone's starting to back off, get their spaces ready to do their qualifying lap. We see Josh McGill here. Should we ride on board with him for the first lap? This is going to be a key one indeed. Set it up right, get the power down on early, easy to lose the back end, DRS wide open, down the start finish straight, avoid anyone coming in the pits on the right hand side, brake as late as you can, don't lock up and run wide into the corner, also don't cut the corner too much on the inside or you'll invalidate. Easy to get it wrong there, up through into Casino Square, so easy to pick up understeer and wash out there. As you exit there, again then easy to get oversteer. And that is sector 1 for you. Then it drops down into the hairpin. This is very technical section. All about slow speed, braking, turning, getting on the power. Very difficult, very tricky to feed the car through. Neat and tidy is key. And then blast off down through the tunnel. Absolutely flat out. Hit the bright sunshine on the brakes down the hill. Quick left right flick through the chicane. And that looked neat and tidy for Josh. Very fast left-hander, about 5th or 6th gear. Absolutely flat through here if possible. That's sector 2, and then into the last sector. Absolutely yeet the last chicane there. And then heavy on the brakes into Raskas. Round the right-hander. Difficult. Your rear tyres are overheating at this point to get on the power. Easy to lose the back end. Going to get a little slipstream across the line. I don't think the Mercedes hurt his time too much. As we see who we got next. We got Prodigy coming around Raskas. Let's see whether he can better the time that Josh McGill has laid down. Oh, he's lost the back end quite a bit coming out the last corner there. But he doesn't beat it. He is slower, and I'm not surprised to be honest with that. Aki goes up to 3rd though, not far behind Prodigy. It's very close indeed. Lee Craig, very, very quick in practice just now. John Hands, ooh, that's a good time. 2/10 quicker than Josh McGill. I've not seen John race before, so interesting to see where he stacks up against everyone else. Who else have we got out on a lap currently? We've got Prof on a lap. Follow him through that final sector. That's a beautiful shot. There's Paul Jones and Ginge both obliterate that time, especially Ginge. What a lap that was by Ginge. Really throwing down a statement of intent early doors. McGeezer slots into the middle, and then Prof comes up along the line. 7th it is. Not a bad lap time indeed. Anyone else still yet to set a lap? We've still got Chuckle on his lap. He'll be one to watch as well. In that Papaya McLaren up across the line. What's he going to do? It's 4th. He's lagging behind his teammate a little bit, but I'm sure he's got plenty more left in him on a second run. Cameron Poulter possibly on the lap, also Slow Wolf. Let's have a look what Slow Wolf comes in. He's in the final sector. Oh, a little clip of the barrier as he turned in there. Don't think it would have cost him too much time though. Across the line, what's he going to set? I think it's going to be a rather slow one looking at it. It certainly is going to be a rather slow one. He's obviously had a mistake earlier on in the lap. Cameron Poulter looked like he ran a bit deep there into Raskas. Round the final corner, DRS wide open, nice and easy on the power for him. And up to 9th he goes. Anyone else on a second lap? Chuckles invalidated his second lap. Looks like everyone is pretty much coming in, getting ready for their second lap. Aki might be on a lap here. He's 10th and a half up through the first sector, in through this tight little tricky bit. Misses the apex a little bit there, but not too bad. On the power, nice early. Through the tunnel he goes. Pick your braking point, down the hill. Don't clip that inside barrier. That looks pretty much perfect. Using all of the track available, keeping as much speed as you can through there. Oh, using a lot of the track there as well. Ran a bit deep into it, but he got away with it. Battery light flashing, so he's running out of ERS, and he wasn't happy with that time in the end. That was just a little bit too scrappy in that last sector. I didn't feel like he was going to improve by enough. Just watch the Alpine of Bugatti Sloven. Hasn't set a time yet. Looks like he's on one now as we go through that chicane. We'll get rid of the tyre with graphic. We don't need to know what tyres everyone on. Everyone is clearly on softs. Runs a bit deep into the chicane then. I think he's got away with it, but it's far from ideal that. Probably cost him a couple of tenths there. Flat out through here. Carrying good speed in through that last chicane. Very nice indeed. And then slow it all down for Raskas. Just take a bit of measure. Back it off that little bit. Uses a lot of curb which can unsettle the car. Up across the line. And that sees him into 13th place. We can see who else have we got again. Josh McGill out. Looks like he's down on his time. John Hans goes for a lap in through the first corner. He's got a bit of traffic to negotiate here. This is far from ideal. He's got an Aston Martin up ahead. He's not going to be out of his way quick enough. And that looks like it's his lap out the window. Who is that? It is Prof, I believe. It was done at Rosberg now. And gone straight on. We are going to see a few more of the big boys all out on track now, ready to set a lap. Keep an eye on them as they go to start their flying laps. Lee Craig on a lap. The Alpine jumps out of his way. In through the chicane we go. Yeah, looks like he's backed out there to me. Is taking it very conservatively. Yeah, he's 1 point down. Let's have a look. We'll ride on board with Jin, shall we? He's about to start his flying lap in through the first corner. Oh, a little bit of oversteer on the exit. Carried a little bit more speed than he would have liked. Got a little bit squirrely. He got away with it. Nicely hugged in. Looks like he's got good front end grip in that McLaren. Got a nice stable car. Just running in out wide there. Get away with that. Just carry the speed through. No issues there. In through the hairpin. Misses the apex a little bit, but again, not an issue. You can afford to do that around here. Keeping it nice and neat and tidy on the power. Short shifting to the maximum. Just to get that traction. Cut it as close as you can, carry the most amount of speed you can. All about minimum apex speed through that chicane. You can gain and lose so much time, but you can also invalidate so easily. And he is quite a bit down on his time. Jump back with Chuckle. We go into the final sector. Absolutely flat through there. He has gone purple. 2.47 tenths of a second up on his previous best, which would be enough to see him fight for second at the moment, but not quite. He'll be just behind second. Let's see what he can do. Up across the line. Has he got improvement in the last sector? He certainly does. And he goes within 2 tenths of Ginger's time. Goes half a second quicker on that lap. That's a very good lap indeed. I think Paul James may have abandoned his lap as well. You're looking to go quicker. Everyone seeing what they can do. 7 minutes left of qualifying. All to play for still. The track is getting very busy. That is a lot of barrier from the Ferrari of Cameron Poulter. Wonder whether it gave him a bit of damage or not. It doesn't look like he's got any damage. It certainly wouldn't have helped his lap time. Let's see, anyone else on a particular lap? Lee Gray down a little bit on his lap. I think it's just Cameron Poulter really on a lap. Actually running it there all on out laps. Slow Wolf on a bit of a lap as well. He's 9/10 up, but his ERS has run out. He's down maybe. Danny on an out lap, so I think it is at the moment. No. Cameron Poulter's come in the pits as well. Looks like everyone's looking to come in. Is Ginger on a lap? Has he gone for a second push lap on these tyres? I think he has. See what he can manage then. With his Christmas pudding helmet. Hopefully that Holly will give him lots of luck this evening. His nice, sweet Christmas pudding that tastes like victory and not slippery like custard. Unfortunately, that was slippery like custard that lap because he's decided to bail on it. Might as well get in now where you can. Paul on a bit of a lap, takes a lot of speed into the chicane, just bits a bit too much curb on the inside there. Car down to 4th, absolutely flat through. He's 10th and a half up, throwing it through that final chicane. That's what we like to see. In through Rascaster's, very neat, very tidy on the power, very nice indeed. Yeah, it's neat and tidy through the technical sections. Up to the line he goes. He does improve, but doesn't seem to improve much in terms of positions. He's still 3rd, only just behind Chuckle though. And I'm sure he's going to be frustrated with that. He does go purple in the last sector, so looks like he set the fastest last sector of anyone. And if I know pulled away, I know Paul, he will not be happy with 3rd. He'll want to be at least up on that front row. And he's very, very competitive by nature. Propper's invalidated on the lap by the looks of it. Prodigy coming up to the line. Is he going to set a new lap? No, he's not. He's going on to a lap now. Same with... Actually, what's he going to do? He does improve and goes up to 8th. 4/10 improvement. That's a very good lap indeed. A 1:11.7 sees him up to 8th, just behind Josh McGill and ahead of Lee Craig. Speaking of the devil, Lee Craig out on an out lap. And ready, Danny still yet to... Oh no, he has set a time, I apologise. Danny has set a time, still in dead last though. He'll be looking to improve that. He's had a few invalidations and scrapes along the way by the looks of things. David Benson sure will be happy with where he is. Beating his Williams teammate. Few people out on track. Prodigy, let's see, Prodigy goes purple to the middle sector. Whoa, he has a big moment coming out of that chicane. Absolutely yeeted that chicane, as you have to get the lap time, but I think it cost him big time, and he's losing a lot on the back end. I think he's overcooked his rear tyres. He does improve by 3/10, but I can't help feeling that would have been a lot faster. Well, at least we know he's got more time in it. John Hand, here we go. See what he can manage. He's definitely backed out of that lap. Ginge on a lap. Looks like he is. We'll come back to the McLaren once again. Currently sat on provisional pole through the first sector. Pretty much matched his previous best by the looks of things. In through the hairpin, taking a lot of speed in it. slowing it down, getting the car rotated really nicely. Not using too much curb, just kissing it, no more. Again, getting the car rotated really nicely and very gentle and smooth on the power. Absolutely perfect for Monaco. And that is why he is sitting provisional pole right now. Cuts a bit of the chicane, no issues. You're allowed to cut a fair bit of that one. One chicane, two chicane. He's not eating the inside curve, he could be taking a bit more. Runs deep into Raskas, but I think he's okay. He's going to finish the lap, cross the line, he's got DRS wide open. Is it going to be an improvement? It certainly is. A 10.5, cementing his place even further at the top. Great nap indeed. I think where he's gaining time there is in the slow speed. He's getting the car rotated and getting on that power so nicely. Not sure what John is doing there. Looks like he's doing a couple of warm-up laps before he does anything. Let's check in with Craig in the Mercedes. What's he doing? Coming down into the chicane. Oh, just clips a bit of inside curb. You either want to take a load more and sort of run the car completely over it and run the rest of an invalidation, or just not hit it at all. Nicely judged up against the wall on the right hand side through the final chicane though. Again, neat and tidy through Raskas. Oh, it takes a couple of stabs at the cherry, turning in for the final corner. Up to the line he's going to be. What's he going to do? He does improve. It's going to be 6th place for him. 11.3. Who else we got? We got Chuckle on a lap. Let's have a look, see what this battle of the McLarens at the moment. This is where McLaren should be, 1 and 2. I can say that I'm a McLaren fan. He's getting an Alpine right in his way. This is not going to help his lap at all though. This is going to be frustrating him like crazy. Which of the Alpines is that? It is Bugatti Sloven, who is very much in his way. And I'm pretty sure that has cost him an awful lot of time indeed. Looks like he's continuing with the lap though. He's got to, if he wants another lap as well, he's got to get there in time, and I don't think he's going to get it. I think this is going to be his last chance. Takes a couple of stabs at the cherry, bit like his brother, coming into the chicane. Oh, he takes a bit too much inside curb and hits the wall. And he's backed out of it before the line, and I'm not surprised. I don't think he was improving. Let's see, who can knock him off his perch? John Hans is on a lap. Paul Jones is on a lap. Ginge has retired. See, he's not going to be improving any further. We know Chuckle's not going to be improving now as well. Let's see what the other boys can do. Can anyone knock Ginge off his perch? That's a bit of wool from Paul Jones. That is not what he wants to see, but you know he's pushing, taking an awful lot of chicane through there. Getting away with it. Oh, again, snap of oversteer, tapping the curb. He is absolutely pushing the ragged edge. Can he beat? It's like, no, he can't even improve on his own time as we see John Hans sliding round. And I think that is going to be everyone. Everyone has crossed the line. It's just John Hans. Come in the pits. And that is your grid for the Monaco Grand Prix. Wow. A McLaren 1-2. Ginge on pole. Chuckle in second. Paul Jones third. John Hans fourth. This is going to be an incredibly interesting race. Because that is very close. Well, apart from Ginge, who's absolutely destroyed the competition at that rate, it is very, very close behind. Such tight gaps. All 17 drivers managed to set a lap in the end. Wow, that is not what I expected. I could not have predicted that grid, but that is going to be a very, very interesting grid indeed. Is it going to be a clean race? Is it going to be full of accidents? We shall see. Stay tuned. Race is coming up next, and I cannot wait. But what a lap by Ginge. Neat and tidy. I think he's gaining a lot of time in that slow speed corners. Very, very neat and tidy. But also worth noting, 7th and 8th, Craig and Cameron both set identical lap times. That, I think, is definitely worthy of a mention, because that is quite impressive. But all drivers, congratulations to you. Not an easy challenge to set a lap around Monaco, so fair play everyone that's given it a go. But now comes the real difficult part. The race. Looks like it's going to be a dry one. No weather. Surprises coming our way. At least I'm sure everyone hopes not. We just wait for everyone to pick their strategies. And we will get the formation lap going. And here we go, formation lap is underway. Ginge will lead us away. Eventually he will lead us away. And there he goes. We are going to get going for this formation lap. Let's take this opportunity, shall we? Should we check in, see what tyres everyone's on? Pretty much everyone starting on their medium compounder tyres. Rtg in 11th, starting on the hards. And Danny at the back starting on the softs. That is an interesting call. Obviously looking to make up a few places at the start. See how that one works out for him. I think mediums is the way to go. They give the best balance of grip and durability. You want a tyre that lasts long into the stint around Monaco, because it's all about strategy. Overcut, undercut. Mostly the overcut works because you want to avoid all the traffic. You don't want to be pitting and stuck behind somebody. That's the last thing you need. You need to go straight into clean air, as we see Rtg and David Benson obviously having contact because they both disqualified themselves and joining in the back of the grid. See everyone work their way through. Are we going to see a cheeky 360 from Chuckle at some point this evening? I bet we are. I'd be frankly disappointed if he didn't give us the 360 by the end of the night. It seems to be his forte at the moment. Paul Jones always got very, very strong race pace. He'll be one to look out for. John never raced him before. Looks like he's got some good pace. He's right up there. Does he have the pace in the race? We will find out as everyone is lining up on their grid slots ready to go. We got Chuckle is pointing at a bit of an angle here. Everyone coming into position. McGee's has made an interesting attempt at getting into his box. Not 100% sure what he is trying to do. That's it's an interesting attempt to park, I'll give him that. I think everyone is getting ready to go. 5 lights. And away we go for Season 9 of Rtg Mondays. It looks like it's a good start by Ginge. He's managed to hold the lead. Paul Jones is side by side with Chuckle, but Chuckle's managed to hold the outside. Paul loses the back end. Looks like it holds up John Hans, and that's allowed Josh McGill to shoot through into 4th place. But looks like Paul Jones has got away with it. We got Cameron Poulter sticking his nose up the inside of John Hans with a beautiful switch back there. That was absolutely amazing to watch. Great racing from these boys. The Ferrari goes up a place, but it looks like it's status quo with the McLarens up front. I did notice we managed to get a couple of jump starts further back. Not sure who that was. We'll see. It was Danny and David right at the back of the field. It looks like there's quite a few battles as we go further down, but other than that, pretty clean first lap. Very impressive from these boys. So just check in with penalties. Yet Danny and David Benson both having drive-through penalties for jumping the start. Not the best way they wanted to start their race, I'm sure. The McLarens look like they're trying to pull a bit of a gap from Paul already. Can Paul keep up? These are crucial stages for this Grand Prix. Oh, who have we got? We got Cameron Poulter round. Cameron Poulter is round. Has he got any damage? I think he may have got away with it. He's come back just in front of Prof. I'm sure it's incredibly annoying. David Benson gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Don't think he's got any damage on that Ferrari. I think he's got away with it, you know. See Prof absolutely hounding the back of him. Oh, Prof turns in a bit early and takes a good chunk of wall there as well. Again, can't see any damage. We got back here. We got the Haas Teichmann going up the inside of Slow Morph. That's a great move. Not often you make moves in Monaco, but he has gone for it there. Fair play to him. And that is a position up. Ginge looks like he's just teetering on a gap to Chuckle, who looks like he took a bit too much of the chicane through there. Paul Jones the second back. Josh McGill looks like he's struggling. A bit further back. He is dropping back second and a half now to Paul. John Hans all over the back of the Haas. I'm sure he's going to be wanting to make a move, but this is not a track that is easy to make a move on. Slow Morph gets himself a time penalty. It's not a great start to his race. He's down in 14th. It's only lap 3. We got a yellow flag out there. Who's that for? That is David Benson by the looks of it, who has crashed out. Hopefully that does not bring out a safety car. Looks like we're all safe at the moment. You see John Hans chasing the back of Josh McGill once again. Looks like this is a train starting to form. As McGeezer is right there, ready to take advantage of any mistakes. Yeah, and you can see John Hans getting a lot better rotation than the Haas. It's going to be difficult to make any sort of a move. You see that comes to the traction zone by the time you get there. Oh, McGeezer's gone round. McGeezer has gone round. I missed that. It happened right behind us as we were riding on board there with John, and he has lost his whole front wing. That is absolutely devastating for the Aston Martin because he was showing very promising pace. He chooses to just cut the chicane. Can't say I blame him. Slow Morph is out as well. Slow Morph has crashed out in sector 1. We can't see what's happened to him, unfortunately. Looks like he's just gone straight on. Aki is chasing Lee Craig, giving him a bit of a run for his money here. Looks like the top few are all distancing themselves out a little bit. Up front, he's into the pits, and that'll be a change of wing, no doubt. Let's see, what tyres does he go on? He's going to stick on a set of softs? Yeah, he certainly does. Sticks on a set of softs. John still chasing down this Haas. Is he going to send a lunge at some point? It looks like it's going to be inevitable at this point. He is so close. He's pushing the Haas round the corners. Bit of a gap there to Craig where we had the Aston Martin before. That's too far back, isn't he? Just to send one. I'm sure there's going to... Look, he is physically pushing the Haas through that chicane. He's got so much more pace, and I can't help but feeling Joshua McGill is holding him up at this point. All about patience. Choosing the right time, keeping up behind him, waiting for that mistake, and hopefully for Josh will make a mistake, but we will. The moment he's holding on pretty nicely indeed. DRS is open there, but too close. Ooh, very close on the exit of turn 1, but again, just not enough of a straight to make a move. Not really a corner that you can make a dive on the brakes in. You've got more to lose by making a risky move. Chuck is catching up to the back of these two, so he'll be looking to make a pounce soon. We've got Cameron Poulter, who looks like he's all over the back of Prodigy. Prodigy holding his own quite nicely on those hard tyres, it has to be said, as Cameron Poulter decides to go for a spin. We just caught the back half of that. That almost turned into a beautiful drift, and that is his second spin of the evening. See Chuckle catching up to Ginger a little bit. He's managed to pull that gap back last couple of laps. I wonder whether Ginger's struggling at all. I can't see any damage on Ginger's car or anything, but Paul Jones seems to have dropped back, so I think it's a case that Chuckle's upped his pace more than Ginger's dropped off. Oh, we got a Haas going sideways and a Williams as well. Josh McGill and John both gone round at turn 1, and it looks like the Williams has come off worse because he's dropped more places and lost a part of his front wing. I don't know whether Josh McGill's got damage. Not sure whether that was initiated with contact or not. We just caught that at the last minute. But drama aplenty in this race, and we're only on lap 6. We've got a long way to go yet, boys. Chasing down the lead once again, seeing what he can do. Prodigy quite happily sat here in 8th place on those hards. He's looking good. That does free up Craig in the other Mercedes. Prodigy does get himself a penalty, so maybe he is pushing quite hard. Let's see what pace Craig has got in free air, whether he can make any inroads. It looks like he's been held up quite a bit with the battle of John and Josh behind, so see if he can start catching the boys up in front. Paul has made some inroads as well, trying to catch up the back of the McLarens. McGeezer gets himself a time penalty. John Hans, looks like, yeah, John Hans in the pits. He's going to come in early. As we've got Danny, looks like, I'm not sure what his wing's doing up there and why he's sat there. This is an interesting one. Hopefully that doesn't bring out any safety cars or cause any issues. Danny is disqualified for parking in a dangerous location. I'm not surprised. It was only a matter of time parked there like that. See everyone sort of starting to separate out a little bit. Lee Craig sat behind Craig, holding on nicely. We've got a top 3, and then there's a bit of a gap because of that battle that was happening behind. And then a battle, a little bit sideways there from Lee. Sure he was on the edge of his seat on that one. Yeah, second and a half down on his personal best. I'm not surprised with a slide like that, and that has dropped him back a fair bit from Craig up ahead. Looks like Chuckle has once again dropped back from Ginger, so it looks like a natural sort of ebb and flow of pace. Tyres coming and going to each other with, you know, pressures, temperatures, sort of. The car comes alive one lap and then it sort of drops away the next lap. It is a very difficult one to manage around Monaco, especially when you're driving at this sort of level. Certainly now Chuckle looks like he's struggling a bit, and Paul looks like he's been held up by Chuckle now. As we go through the final sector, takes them one after the other. Here's the McLaren 1-2. You've also got to remember who's going to pit first out of the McLarens, because they can't come in together. They will hold each other up. If they do, or certainly Chuckle will come out on the wrong end of that. So I think that gives Ginger priority when he wants to pit. I'm going to drop back Aki. Get him very close to the back of Lee Craig in the other AlphaTauri. Looks like McLaren are the strongest constructor so far at the moment. They're going to come away with maximum points as things stand. But AlphaTauri coming away with a 3rd and a 6th. That's going to be a strong result for them. Don't discount Mercedes here. 4th and 8th. But 8th place is on hards, so has the potential perhaps to jump this slot. As we see McGeezer coming in the pits in the Aston Martin. And further up ahead, see Chuckle dropping back further again from Ginge. Looks like he's really struggling for pace now, Chuckle. Tyres perhaps going away from him, struggling on those worn mediums. They will be screaming for mercy already. Monaco is painful on tyres, and you need the absolute perfect car to drive well around there. You need to be happy and comfortable in the car. Lee Craig once again on the back of Craig, who is slowly dropping back. Looks like he's struggling on his tyres as well, but setting a very, very good pace. They are dropping Josh McGill. McGeezer gets himself yet another 3-second time penalty. Not very many penalties in this race so far. I'm quite surprised. Normally Monaco is a very easy track to get a time penalty on. However, so far we've only got McGeezer, who is now retired on track. Has he? Oh, his AI has caused an issue. It does look like McGeezer has retired on track, so I'm sure the league stewards will be having a look into that one. Do you see who else have we got? We've got Prodigy right up behind Josh McGill, wanting to make a move. Lap 11 of 39, long way to go in this race. Yeah, whoa, what a save by Prodigy. Absolutely cracking. Lost the back end coming out of turn 1. That was brilliant car control from the Mercedes. And I'm out. It looks like